I should be live. Let's see how we go. G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my live video today. Hope everyone's staying home and being safe and abiding by their isolation rules, I suppose you can call it. But we're all helping everybody out when we stick by that anyway. So here's some live action from me. Before everyone gets in the room, or while everyone is coming into the room, as you know, I just need to put the chat on my other screen there, so if there's anything I need to answer from somebody, I can easily do that. All right, so I'll come across here and just comment in your below if you're watching the replay and you want to ask me anything or something about this video you weren't quite sure about. We'll go there. And the links will be in the description below. Check them out. My merchandise is there as well. There's a YouTube of all my YouTube videos. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that live. Look at that thumbnail. That looks good. So I'll bring that up. Did I hit it? Yes. And now let's make sure that it's muted. So as we don't get any feedback. And we've got some people there. We've got 24 at the moment. Okay, that's good. So who we got there? We've got Austin. G'day, Austin. Thank you for joining us. We've got Gisela or Gisela. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I do know who you are. You've bought paintings off me. I love you very much. Thank you for your support. Gisela P. Hello, everyone, she's saying. Laura Luhu. G'day, Laura Luhu. How are you? Hello, missed you last night. Yes, I wasn't on last night. I was very crook. I had a case of a stomach bug and dehydration, but I sorted it all out. If you do manage to watch my previous live painting I did of a moon sunset sort of thing, at the end of that, I was feeling a bit crook, and you can actually hear me talking to myself about wondering what was wrong with me. That's when it started. But it's all fixed now. Thanks for that. Thanks for everyone who was concerned and messaged me and asked how I'm doing. We've got Ma. G'day, Ma. We've got Austin. Can I paint Ariana Grande? Yes, I'm sure. If she'd like to come over here and lay down for me to paint, I'll be happy to paint Ariana Grande. Absolutely. Just get her to come and see me and we'll sort something out there. Okay, Denise. G'day, Denise. Pamela. Love you, Pamela. Hello. Good to have you here. Karen. And now this is going to be a quick tutorial, hopefully, on how I use my flow white and retarder, which is student paint, craft paint, poster paint. I'm going to bring you over here in a minute and just show you exactly what I've got. And I'm virtually going to show you, as I've got some paintings here, I'll pull to the side a bit, just showing different skies. Now, some of them you might think, wow, I can't paint a sky like that. Bullshit, you can. It's so easy. And if you're just starting, you just practice these procedures and you can accomplish them, okay? And I'm going to show you how you do it. This is a bit of my canvas cloth before I've put it on a canvas panel. I've just taped it here with a bit of a thin border. And I'm going to show you on there exactly what I do and exactly how you can get a sky. Now, it's up to you if you want a cool sky, which is blue, water, cold, cool sky, or if you want a warm sky, which is fireplace, warm, yellow, orange, red colors. That's a warm sky. So it's up to you if you want a cool or a warm sky, or a bit of both. Be a bit greedy and have a bit of both, eh? We don't mind a bit of greed on the canvas, do we? I'll tell you what, I don't. All right, so I'm going to get you over here and just show you the basics I use. And as I was saying, it comes in many different bottles and containers and forms. And I call it flow white because it flows out different than what the paint does out of a tube. Okay, but it's classed as poster paint, craft paint, student paint, flowing white paint, soft bodied paint, or flow paint, whatever. Depending what part of the world you come from, there's so many different names too, I suppose. Okay, amazing. What's your art, Karen? Never dreamed clouds would kick my pee, whatever that is. What kind of acrylics do you use, says Austin. I love Atelier. I've got a few that I use, but I love Atelier. I'm mainly 99% using Atelier paints. Okay, they're great artist quality paints and I love using them. What kind of acrylic do you use? Just say that. Glad you're better, says Marla. Thank you very much, Marla. Chain Valley Bay, says JD. G'day. Never dreamt clouds could kick my butt. I know clouds are one of the most simplest things that are stuck inside a painting, but they can be one of the bloody hardest. And I'm here to show you a method that I've developed. I've created it, I've used it, I've adapted to it, I've evolved to it, and you can evolve your art and your skies this way as well. It's not hard, it just takes a bit of practicing, and every cloud that you've done, and if you don't like it, use it as a learning curve and work out where to bring them off the canvas. They make a big difference as well. So I'm going to bring you over here and we'll get things started, okay? Now, coming down here, we've got the paints. I'll get a few things out the way. I've got me bloody coffee there. Love me cup of coffee. Hey, gee, you want to grab us a water out of that fridge under the patio there? I want to keep hydrated. Now, what I've got here are just what I call flow white here, here and here. And this bottle even comes in a bottle this size as well. Okay, now this is the same, but one's in a tub, one's in a bottle. And this is the same again, but it's obviously a different company. This was from a $2 shop, and they call it poster paint. From the art supply shop where I go in Australia here, they've called it fine art student. So it's a student quality paint. It's a bigger volume, a less in price, but it works great for the skies I'm about to show you. It's the same again, but it's just in a tub. Okay, so it's either called soft white, flow white, student paint, craft paint, or poster paint. Okay, a lot of people are asking me, what's flow white? And it's just that, exactly what I've explained there, okay? And also just to the right of that, we've got some different retarders. That's just a different brand, global brand, or Jasonjays, and the Atelier, they make it as well. Just having some water there. Now, there's different retarders you can get. There's gels, there's white. The one I use, see in the bottle here? It looks like baby oil, but it is not baby oil. I don't know what it is, but it works great. And I like the clear stuff that looks like baby oil. It works for me. It's not broken. I won't fix it. This is the same stuff again, but a different brand. So this is all you need to condition your canvas up here. Now your canvas, this tutorial might be a lot of talking, but there's going to be some painting happening, but you need to understand this if you want to paint skies like me. Whether your canvas is gesso primed, however you buy it, that's fine. Buy it and accept it the way it is. What I'm going to do is condition that canvas the way I do to get the skies. You should give me a painting, says Austin DeWitt. Fair enough. Well, you should give me some money and I'll give you a painting. How's that? You gotta love it. I'm having trouble doing clouds. Well, Pamela, watch this video. This is for you. Warm sky, please. Gisela says warm sky. I might do a bit of both. See how we go. I'll do a bit of both. So you've bought your canvas. Does Ian gesso prime his first? Now this is not gesso. Gesso's way behind there. I can't get it. Gesso's pretty much sealing white. I don't gesso prime mine. I do what I'm about to do with the retarder and the flow white paint. So let's get started. I'll pull things back a bit just so as I can get things going. So I'm going to need that. I'll put that there. I don't need that one. Now, because I'm going live, I've got a few pots of water. Oh, back over here, your brushes that I like to use. Everyone has their own type of brushes. This is all you need for doing your sky and clouds, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now 2, you have a variety of 2s, different sizes. Why different sizes? Because they're going to be the cloud sizes and to blend the clouds. These put the clouds on. This puts the flow white and retarder on. So that's your putter on a brush. It's going to put the shit onto your canvas and get you going. These are going to, then they'll also put the colors on there. It's putting it on. These are going to put the clouds on, and these variety of brushes from the hardware are going to blend the clouds with Yumminess and Turmoil and all sorts of stuff, okay? So find yourself a brush from the hardware that's going to work for you, and you might find one and it's not working. You might have to go and find another one until you find that type that works for you and stick with it, okay? Okay, let's go. Hello, I'm sorry, Ian. Rough weather here in Tennessee, says Celeste Watson. Yes, must have some rough weather over there. All right, so how I get started, I'm just going to grab some Flow White. Okay, so we got that there. And some retarder. Now, depending on your climate, if it's dry or moist, humid climate, depending on how much retarder you use, you can see the puddle there I've got next to that amount of paint, and that probably might just be enough for that size canvas. Okay, practice these things on a smaller canvas. Don't go and grab yourself a massive big canvas and try and do a full-on painting and scratch your head and wonder why nothing's working for you. Learn things on smaller footprint canvases. See all that there? Mixing it up just with this brush here is from the hardware store as well. It's just a nylon basic one. You wouldn't want to blend with this, it'll give you nonsense. Learn on smaller surfaces, and when you've mastered your how to do things, you can go to a bigger surface. Okay, so now that's raw out of the packet from the roll, whatever. We're going to get it on there. So bomb it on. Look at that, it's shoveled onto that paintbrush. Just crisscross it into the toothier canvas. I prefer to paint on a toothed canvas rather than paper. Paper's good for practicing on, but if you're going to sell a painting or do a painting that's got a lot of class, you want to put that onto canvas. That's just my opinion. Now you've got all your paint on there. There's brush strokes going left, right and up and down. Use this brush and then artistically stroke it left and right. Okay. You're not in no rush, so remember there's no rush, you take your time. And you practice this. That's a procedure in itself now. Practice that, okay? Okay, now what I'm going to do is, where are we? Move those brushes aside. Now that just needs a wipe. So I'll grab my $4,000 paper roll here. It cost me $4,000 this paper roll. I'm just wiping the paint off there, okay? Now we're going to put our sky colour on. Now I said you can have a cool colour. Move back here a bit so we can get some stuff. Or a warm sky. That's permanent. Where's my Quinacridone Magenta? So I said I'll do both. So I like Quinacridone Magenta, which is the red colour in the sky. I will use. I like Indian Yellow. Where did I put my Indian Yellow? I had some the other day. There it is down there. Indian Yellow. Okay. Now if you don't have these exact colours of yellow, use something similar. And when you're getting a grip of what's going on your canvas and you're understanding the method and the science within it, you'll be knowing what colours you want to work for you, okay? I love cerulean blue because it's like a real blue sky colour. That's cheap. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Normally they go for 10 grand a roll over here, but $4,000 was cheap for that, 4,000 bucks. All right, so we want our sky, so you virtually go up from yellow to that, mixing with that to get the purple and the blue. So someone on there, I think it was the lovely Gisela, she said do a warm sky. So I'm going to do a bit of a, let's go over here, what I've done. We might get something like this, warm going into blue, something like that, okay? So we'll start off with our Indian Yellow. Beautiful Atelier paint here, artist quality. I'm putting it on my, and then I'm coming up with the tip of the brush now, and I'm going to sort of fade it into that white. Fade it, fade it, fade it. We've got the nice strong yellow down there. And I'm going to fade it back down this side as well, okay? Now I want to wipe the build-up off that tape because what it's doing, it's dragging unwanted paint into my canvas here, so I'm just aware of that. There we go. And I'll continue that. Okay, there's our yellow. Now I'm going to wipe that again. So I'll grab the $4,000 paper roll. Just wipe that like that. I don't have to wash it. Take your time. Now we're going to pick up the Quinacridone Magenta. Now you use whatever red colour you want. Work out what red and blue is going to make your favourite purples in the sky. So we got this. Now the retarder has allowed that yellow to go on there. You can set yourself up like this and watch this video and copy my video here and do one just on a raw canvas with no retarder in it and see the difference how it works. So we've got our red. Now we want to get this from the top of the yellow and then just start scooting it in like that. So you've got some basket weave step coming into that yellow. So it's not just a full yellow band, maybe a bit over here as well. If anything, that can be water. Okay, now I want to pull that. If it's too much on your brush, by all means, just wipe it. I'm saving the $4,000 roll and using a towel now. And you want some of these lineal lines in that yellow. That retarder, that craft white underneath, is allowing all this paint to stay wet like an oil. When you see those oil artists paint, it allows your acrylics to stay wet like that. Okay, wipe it. Now you might think, oh, there's a bit pink there. We need a bit of dark at the top a bit more, so when it mixes with the blue, we're going to get that purpley colour. Get some darker values in there, and then just do that, okay? All done. Now all that is still wet. I'll put a bit more down here. I'll leave the bottom half. All that is still wet. Yeah, me coffee's there. I've got to remember not to neglect me coffee there. Thanks for that, Gisela. Oh, yeah. Now, back down here, we're going to get the blue, whatever blue you want. Whatever blue you want. I just like cerulean blue. I love phthalo blue as well, but for a real looking sky, let's start at the top, get our true sky colour there. Bring it down. You've pushed it within all that white. Now I'm going to pick up some more of that blue and from about here, and we want to get some of this now mixed with that red, and we're going to get some purpley colours. So this has created a warm sky coming into cool. Okay, now surely watching this as a beginner, you can do that. Looking at the finished product and not seeing how it's done, you might look at it and think, oh, I can't paint a sky like that. But lo and behold, you watch Ianapolis and learn the procedures he's teaching you, and you can do it. Okay, now believe it or not, that is still wet. I'll get some blue down here now just to finish this bottom bit off. Wiping the brush, and I'm just going to go like this. That's just water there. Okay. Now that's the foundation for our sky. Come down here. Okay. Where are we? We got anything? Hi Ian from the USA. Susan Morris. G'day Susan Morris. You know what I got to do? I've got to go and buy more titanium white because I'm running low on titanium white. I've only got, look how much I've got left, and I'm hoping the art shops are open so I can buy some. Now your sky's done. You've used retarder and flow white the way I do it. I get so many questions on what's that you're using, how do you do it, what have you done? Well, I'm showing you in this video. Okay. This is a live video. All this is real time, what you're watching. That is still wet. Look at that. It's still wet. We got blue. We got red. It's still wet. If that had no retarder and flow white under it, it'll probably be tacking up by now. Now, normally your horizon line, you have little skinny long clouds. Like where are we? Can you see there? Let's say the edge of my palette is a horizon line. If anything, I like to put long lineal clouds sort of like that, not in a big pattern though, and then if anything from the center or just off the center, I like to come and zigzag up over your head and something over there and maybe a little gap filler. There's the canvas there. And that's giving you the illusion that clouds are coming from the horizon and over your head. That's the principle in my mind, what I've just showed you there. So I'll show you on the canvas. I'm just using a small one. Where's my horizon line? Let's say about there. So we'll put those linear ones in I'm talking about. You can just dance them on and you can see how wet that paint is still. Pick up some more. You can hear the magpies and crows outside. You'll only hear that noise in Australia. Lovely. So we've got some long lineal clouds, and that's creating depth within your sky, okay? And you can just use the actual brush that you're putting it on with to sort of smear them down if you want. No, not much blending involved there. That'll do it. Oh, I'm gonna muck that up now. There we go. That's all you need. You got those ones in. I hope that camera's clear enough. I just looked in the monitor and it looked a bit blurry. Got the okay. I've cleaned the brush. I'm going to grab a bigger one now. So you want to keep your paint clean as well. And now we're going to put those other ones jaggering out, so to speak. And it's going to pick up. Now watch how easy this is. This is just the next procedure you practice on its own, is stamping a cloud on and blending it and getting it to look quite realistic. Learn the shapes. So I'm learning to go over your head. Now I'm just going all over the place. It's picking up the purple and the red. That'll do for now, okay? Grab an appropriate blending brush for the size of the cloud. Now once you've done these ones, if anything, they get blended, the top stays hard and they blend down to the bottom. Now these ones start blending with a bum on it. That bum is giving you the illusion that they're over your head. See, that paint's so wet, look how wet it is. Now with doing this, you constantly need a rag in your hand. And now we're gonna just touch. Look at all the turmoil that brush is doing on that wet surface. I'm not blending the buggery out of it. You wanna create lighter and darker values of all that paint you've put on there, and then when we add the yumminess, it'll bring that cloud home to mama. Okay, and you can just spear it out any old way, giving it cloud features. There we go. That was one simple cloud. From New Zealand. Are you in lockdown? No, we're not in lockdown yet in Perth, but a lot of people are listening to what has to be done. Now I've got to clean this brush because it's contaminated. So I'll clean that again, just wash it quickly. How long have I been going for? Half an hour. Golly, this went quick. So much for a 10-minute video. Now I'm picking up some more paint and we maybe want something out here now. So I'll get something else over our head. Come right off give it some body. You're just creating your cloud here. Grab the same brush. Which one did I use? Oh no, I'll use a bit bigger one now. So have yourself a few blending brushes, give it a bum. Wipe it. Okay, and I'm adding turmoil. Given, if anything, bits of bums here and there. And blending the top into oblivion, up into nothing. Okay, this is the first section of a great cloud. Now I've got to wipe that brush again, my fan brush, wash it again, and I'll grab some more titanium white because we're running a bit low on the palette down here. Can someone tell me if that's clear? On my monitor here, it's looking blurry, but is that clear? Right, pick up some more white, some more clean white. And what, you could just put a gap filler there, one whispering around. Okay, just like that. See how simple that was? And maybe something here just coming off the painting altogether. But I'm still, if anything, like to point them into the center here. It's given that sense of depth. Okay, so this one here will give the little bum and then wisp that top into nothing. Look at that, boom. I make it look easy, says Karen. That is because I've done a lot of it practicing in that, and you can make it look easy too when you put the time and practicing into it. Once you know that, you'll be making it look easy too. Okay, I might just get rid of some of those transition lines there. All right, done. Now all we do is get our smaller fan brush. They're pretty much the one value. Some of them have got some brighter bits here and there, but the majority of them have got the one value within them. Now this is how all this underpainting works for me, that craft white and the retarder. It's allowed all the surface to stay wet. You won't get a job this easy if you haven't got that underneath. Now this is what I call the Yumminess Clear. Thank you very much, Pamela Nielsen. Thank you very much. Right, so what we do is we just add some yumminess, bulking it. I'll show you on this cloud. Get a smaller brush, one that hasn't been used. I better grab another one. Grab a smaller blending brush, and you want to sit that yumminess down. You just touch it and start blending it down a bit, but you're leaving the bright value of it there, and you're just washing the hard edges into that cloud, and it's created the third dimension pretty much on your cloud, giving it that 3D look. We'll put some over here. Where are we? Some in that. Don't think about it, just sort of, I won't worry about that, and I might put a little bit in here like that. And it's important to always wipe your brush. Now I'm going to sit that down, leaving the brighter aspects of it within that cloud, and you can see what it's done. I call this the yumminess. Now, just this video itself can be so valuable to you beginners out there. You might look at this sky, walking past a painting with a sky like that. Let's just say from there down. Geez, my arm looks huge and muscly, isn't it? My God, I better move it. And you might think, I can't do a sky like that. That's beyond. But it ain't. This video is going to teach you how to do that. Now, whether this sky, I'm just adding some more to fill in that gap there, whether this sky was all blue or just a real all sunsetty warm colour, same principle works, okay? Same principle works. There's your sky. That is what the retarder is doing, and the flow white down here. That is what it's doing underneath that paint to get it working like that, okay? A lot of people ask, what is it for? What are you doing? That's exactly what it does. I hope that's answered a lot of questions for people. Enjoying you from North Carolina. Hello, everybody. Love the yumminess, says Gisela. You're great. You explain everything so well. So funny too. Thanks, says Christine. Not a problem. Not a bloody problem. Now what I'm going to do here, another thing, just washing brushes, as you got, can you see here? I want to show you as well. I want to try and give you as much information as I can. Like, you've picked up white in your fan brush, okay? Now you've got a couple of tubs. This big clay one here, look at that muddy water there. I've got like a, can you see that net under the bottom of it? That's like a grill that I grind the brush on. Get off there. So watch. And when you do it, you pull it up the side like that, you've washed it, and then you've got another container here, you can rinse it. So at the end of the day, you've washed your paint in clean water, not that sort of water. Like, look at that. That one's filthy. So I'll rinse it in, I'll scrub it on that grill under there, bring it up the wall there so I can see how much mess is in it. Okay, and then I'll rinse it in here. And then I'm just dabbing it on my paper towel down there. I've hid that paper towel because it's worth tens of thousands of dollars, so I don't want to know I've got that. See? And your brush is that simple and easily clean, ready to do another cloud, because you're constantly dabbing, blending, washing this one and redoing it again. There's a procedure that you're doing, and once you understand that procedure, you can do it with your eyes shut. Hello, sir. You are good. Thank you very much, Anthony. Laura, hello Laura. Christine, Sharon, Jody, g'day Jody. If there's any questions you want to ask me while we're here, so people watching the replay, they might see your question that they might want to ask as well. Ask away. I'm going to pull back a bit and enjoy my coffee. So ask away. There's so much you can, I might do something with that painting somewhere else where it can add reflection. See, a lot of the oil artists, their paint is wet like this, and if you're painting in acrylic, this wet on wet style, you can probably put your trees in and quickly pull them down, but you don't have to quickly pull them down. I've done tutorials, say like this one here, where I've added the reflection in this later on and just pulled it down as I went. You don't have to rush to get it done. So I might use this as another live answering more questions on that. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask about this retarder, the flow white, what is flow white, ask away, and we can probably answer that question for a lot of people that are watching the replay of this live video. We've got a long one there from Meredith. Oh, it's so nice. We can paint and watch these classes. I'm in California and we are on the lockdown. So it is fun sitting in the evening and watching you. Stay safe, everybody. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, a lot of high profile people as well. They're at home doing live feeds as well now because they can't go out and get on stage and sing or do what they normally do in the real life. We're all under lockdown and a lot of people are coming live and sharing their talents and giving you some more insight on what they do and get up to and what might be an interest to other people. Ambin, sir, give me your coffee, please. Give me your coffee, please. Tell you what, I won't give it to you. I'll give it to myself. Or is that what you meant? I'm not sure what you meant there. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got one here from Vinner on Earth. Ian, do you ever paint using chalk trusses with acrylic paint? Like oval brushes, really enjoy your art. Do you ever paint using chalk? No, I've never painted using chalk. What you've seen me do here is 90% of what I use in my paintings, and then with detail I might have some flats or filberts or liner brushes adding the detail in trees, and as you can see here, rocks, waterfalls, jetties, whatever. That's pretty much what I use all day, every day in my tutorials. It's up to you how many brushes you want to have in your arsenal. I do have pouncers. A lot of people have asked, what is that? There's so many different names in different countries. Like over here, they actually have they're a round sponge on a stick. They're great for doing moons and suns and things like that. They're actually called pouncers over here, but in your other places, they're probably called a stippler or a stamp or a round foam sponge. But I've got several different sizes there. They come in handy. Things like that I use a lot in my tutorials. Like on the moons, I use foam, and I'll just grab a template. It might help as well if you want to make, let me just grab this off here. I've got a few here, so I'll just show you this one because it's got 3 different sizes on there. So this is acetate. That's that, you can see this is out of a school folder, you know, and I thought I can use that plastic paper. Can you see that? All right. Now I've just put a tin or a bowl or something, different diameters, and I've grabbed my box cutter, which is pretty much one of these, and I carefully cut around it in one go, or you can, just so long as you've got no jagged edges, okay? And make yourself a couple of templates. When you see me do moons, you can use those, and these are reusable, or if you don't have this stuff, just do it in normal office paper. Make one for each painting, cut it out, and when you've finished it, you can screw that up and throw it in the bin, ready for, where these ones in this acetate, you can keep them for future projects. And with me doing tutorials, I need them. I'm just looking at my replay there, it looks very blurry. Let me just ask, are you guys Yous aren't feeding off the net here, are you?
I'm using my phone internet.
Can you look up my live and tell me if it's clear or not? I'll just get my son to look it up because I just hope it doesn't look this blurry for you people. Is a waterfall, Meredith. 283 is the waterfall, Meredith. Laura Luhu is telling Meredith. So that must be this one here. All my paintings are hashtag numbered. And if you know the number, you can just, in the Google, not the Google, the YouTube search bar, you can type in the hashtag number and then just my name, Ianapolis, and it'll bring you up that painting and the ones closest to it as well. Or you can just type in Ianapolis and it'll bring you to my full channel. It's very clear on my end. Good stuff. It's very clear. Okay, it might be just where I am then. It just looks very washed here. Flow white is the same as inexpensive craft paint. Yes, it's just like, here's one here. This was $3 Australian. That's just poster paint. That was from the $2 shop. Look, I'll pull this out and you'll see it's the same, exactly the same as what I bought from the art shop. This is about $20. That was $3. You can get 3 of those probably, and it'll be more than this, and it's only $369. But it's inexpensive and it's flowy. It's, yeah, it's like soft yogurt. So ask away some more questions here. It's very clear. Thank you very much, Electra. Looks clear my end. Thank you. Hi, Ian. Asked where she could find the can with the grate in it. No. I've got myself a pot. Grab yourself any pot, okay? The art stores even sell proper ones. And I'll grab this one out. You know the mesh behind spoilers and grills in cars? That's pretty much what that is. It's wet. But I've just made it round and it sits off the floor of the container and it gives you a grate to grind your brushes on when you're cleaning them. It's something you can make, but if you can't make it, the art shops actually sell proper tins with a raised grate off the floor, so when you fill it with water, you've got something to actually grind your brush off, the paint off your brush with. Where is, thank you, Celeste. Celeste Watson. Ian, Giselle asked, okay, I must have missed Giselle's question there. Sorry about that. Is there any more questions? How long have we been going for? 38 minutes. Yeah, so I might use this as another tutorial. Let's pull the tape off and just see what that border's going to look like. Hey, come over here. Normally I've got a canvas panel. Okay, where are we? So we'll pull some of this tape off. I've got it taped on the corners with another tape, so when I pull it off, you're not going to fall off. Okay. And if this is just canvas cloth, I might, in future times, start doing a lot of my paintings just on the canvas cloth. That way, I could still sell them. I don't have to go to more expense getting the canvas board. I can still sell them and they can be rolled and posted in the mail. This is gonna get off my hand there, will you? Okay, there we go. You stay on there, you dog. There we go. It looks all right with the tape off. So if you're gonna tape your paintings to a board, the best way, this is crap, I'm not buying this tape again, it hardly sticks. See how easy it comes off? You just tape the corners there, okay? Within enough, so when you're doing the edge, you still get a sharp corner, and when you're pulling your other tape off, it stays on there, it's not gonna fall off. And you can get yourself a nice neat edge like that. Now when this painting is actually finished in another tutorial, I don't know what we'll put here yet, but we will, that can be rolled up into a tube and still posted out. It doesn't have to be a flat panel for sale, okay? And it is very good quality art, canvas art. No, artist quality canvas, sorry. I've cut it to these size here. All right, any other questions? Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Yay, easier than my tin can. Yeah, if you're quite MacGyver minded, you can make any sort of mesh for the bottom of a bowl or a can just to grind your paints off your brush. Yeah, palm trees and islands you can probably put there, eh? See that? I'll do that in another painting though. See, now that painting is ready to dry. If I was to put mountains, palm trees or whatever, I'd dry that now so it's not going to sort of mud up. That's all the blending I needed to do in my paintings when I'm using the flow white and the retarder. Barry Radburn, when you use tape for the border, is it better to remove the tape when the paint is wet or dry? It's up to you. 9 times out of 10, it's best to do it when it is still wet, because if it creates a skin, depending on the surface you've taped and painted over, canvas it doesn't happen because it's toothed. But normally, if it's dry and it's created a skin, you can peel your tape off and it can start tearing into your paint there if you're painting a car or something. So, general rule, you will pull it back on itself when it is wet. Different surfaces act differently, and what you would do, don't just pull off willy-nilly. If anything, you virtually bring the tape folded right back on itself, if anything away from the object. Never just pull up, always back on itself. And that tight edged is, if the paint's sort of skinned up a little bit, you do it this way, and that tight edge is actually cutting that edge as you pull along. Where if you pull up like this, it can lift. On a canvas, it won't really do it that much, but let's say you paint it on plastic or glass, that can happen. So you just fold it straight back on itself like that. And this here is cutting that edge as you pull it back. Laura Luhu. I have friends in Jacksonville. Can't go and visit right now for sure. Seen I'd have to isolate. If so, stay safe in beautiful Florida. Skeeter. Thanks, mate. You're welcome there. Who was that? Barry Radburn. G'day, Barry Radburn. Got the rest of me coffee here. All right, well, I'm going to start closing this up. So, make sure, if you're watching a tutorial, you can always use just bits of that tutorial. It's designed so you can pause it, write things down, remember from it, bookmark it, and go back. There's not a hurry to do a painting. Every painting I've done here is a beginner's painting, and every painting I've done here a beginner can do. Now, it doesn't mean you can do it from day dot. You got to learn. You got to step on that first run of the ladder before you get to the top. And it's the same principle with art. Learn procedures. Learn how you want your trees, your clouds, your colours to look, and then practice them on so many different surfaces you can find. And then when you're ready, you can do a full painting. All right, it's that bloody easy. And if you like what I'm doing, you make sure you tell your family and friends, all right? But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody, all right? All the best, goodbye, good luck. Good on ya. Okay, go in there. Go in there. Is that one dirty? Yes. That one's dirty. Yep. That one never got used. Never got used. Oh, those ones are clean. Go back in there. Excuse me. And that's it. That's all right. Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye. Have a great day. Have a great day. I better turn this off. And I'll just say it's Uru from the Guru.